I should preface, this is, 100% my experience. Everything I'm about to talk through. I do not feel like I'm some authority on the topic, but, maybe on with the aspect of the Morrigan, I can talk about my own experience with what I play and what I have done. Um, for Arcana, without just like the generic regular Arcana, not no Fate Swim or anything. This is what I normally run. Sorceress is extremely important. You cannot. It is extremely. Sorceress is needed. Like if you play the Morrigan without a sorceress, I feel extremely bad. I feel sorry for you if you choose to do that. That sucks. Um, I play Wayward Son because I feel that it makes me able to. I feel that it makes me a lot safer when I play as aggressive as I do, especially with Antler on in Tartarus and or Summit. But ideally, you have other safety layers in Summit. But a lot of people would drop Wayward and pick up Swift Runner, which would also activate Divinity. But I do not. It is a very controversial choice. I do not do that. Um, it's my own personal choice. If you want to be 100% optimal, it's probably Swift Runner. I mean, it's definitely Swift Runner. But I have Wayward. Then we got Huntress. Huntress is very good on the Morrigan. Um, for room clear, you want to definitely activate Huntress first, and then use your Omega when you can, when you see like groups of enemies, or you see your Omega hitting more than one enemy, or if you're triggering Triad on a big enemy. But basic room clear is frequently dash attacks, and then final slice if you have final slice, or the yeah, dash attacks are very very good on the Morrigan. Then you got Furies. Furies is a staple, classic. Um, Centaur, of course, is just active. Origination is a staple, just more damage. You want to activate Origination. It's very good. Lovers is very good, of course. Safety, especially when you have Antler on. Lovers is extremely important when you have Antler. Queen is just active. Then you got the reroll corner, of course. Extremely strong for trying to aim for a specific build. Then you got Strength. We run Strength, obviously. Obviously don't run Death in a speed run. Run Strength. And then for J-Palm, obviously you don't take rerolls. I still like to take Boatman. Some people like Excellence. I prefer Boatman. And then Sorceress, Wayward, Huntress, same as usual. But with the extra slots, we can fit in. Oh yeah, Furies as well, of course. But we can also fit in Persistence, which is nice. Early game magic. It's very nice. The health, of course, is nice as well for an extra safety buffer. Messenger and Swift Runner, of course. Swift Runner is very good, of course. Messenger's mostly here just because we had one extra. It's good. It's definitely not bad, but it's not like amazing. It's not like a standout in the Arcana setup. This is the same. We pick up Artificer because mostly just because we have the room for it. Maybe we use it. Maybe you forget, like I do. It's not a huge deal. But it can be nice sometimes. And Strength, of course, and then we also have Divinity active, which is very nice. In the High Fear setup, we also run Fate Swim, but we drop Artificer and Strength, and we pick up Death and Eternity. Eternity is very useful on all the daggers actually in a High Fear setting, but especially on the Morrigan I find, because you are using your Omega attack a lot. And having that slowdown is very useful. And then you can also do this, where you hold to charge your Omega and then you can also use it, or you hold to charge your Omega while you dash around, and it triggers the slowdown on every dash. It's very safe, very good for High Fear, extremely strong. And that is Arcana. What else should I talk about before like the run? Keepsake, Apollo, attack, start, extremely strong on the Morrigan. The AoE on the attack is very much needed to go fast. Of course, if you're running J-Palm, if you're running Fate Swim, you run J-Palm. J-Pawn's extremely strong on the Morrigan as well. The Morrigan is a very flexible aspect, but the Apollo attack is very good. Speaking of Apollo, the Apollo. I guess we can talk about what boons to aim for. Apollo, you want as much Apollo as possible, like to a limit, of course. But attack, obviously, that's your starting boon, ideally. Blinding Rush is extremely strong, especially for me when I'm not taking Swift Runner. Blinding Rush is very good for origination and for the sprint speed in biomes like fields, or just moving around in general. After that, you want to open up the legendary by getting one of these 4: Extra Dose, Supernova, Backburner, Prominence Flare. Backburner is the best. Extra Dose is great as well. Extra Dose also opens Success Rate, which is fantastic. Success Rate on Hermes, which can increase your crit chance when you have Antler, and also, of course, increase a lot of other things. Success Rate's very good. But any 4 of those will open the legendary, and then ideally you get the legendary because it's extremely strong on the Morrigan. It is one of the strongest boon in the whole game for the Morrigan. Probably the strongest, as long as you can sustain it, of course. As long as you can sustain it is a pretty big caveat when you're adding plus 30 to your Omega attack. In terms of special boons, Zeus is good. Zeus special is good. Demeter's okay, but I wouldn't pick up like anything that applies a curse is good for origination. Demeter's okay because it also opens Cherished Heirloom. Cherished Heirloom is extremely strong for speedrunning. Because it transforms Antler from 30% crit chance to 50% crit chance. That is extremely strong. And then also the other part of the duo is Hera, and Hera's very good. Other good specials. Hephaestus is probably my favorite special for the blast. And then you can also pick up Rude Awakening, which is very strong duo. And then if you have like Poseidon or Demeter in your pool, you can also pick up these, which are very good too. Or Zeus, you can pick up Master Conductor if you happen to pick up Static Shock. Static Shock can be quite annoying with the primed magic sometimes. But if you can sustain it, it's quite strong. Ares Special's good too, because it opens Grievous Blow, which is a very strong damage multiplier. And it also applies origination, of course. But outside of Grievous Blow, outside of Special and Grievous Blow and Blood Spree for safety, you don't really care about Ares in the optimal speedrunning environment. If you're not taking Antler, Mutual Destruction is very good. Cut Above can be useful, but it's not. I would not say it's very good. It's just kind of it's good. It's okay. Problem with Cut Above is it also opens the Apollo duo, which isn't bad, but it can get in the way of getting exceptional talent. In terms of cast, Zeus cast is good for single target, but it does not apply a curse, so it's not fantastic. It's not preferred, I would say, unless you know for sure you're getting origination from something else. Hera cast is my favorite. Hera cast is very good. Extremely good on Sirens. Extremely good on Sirens. It makes phasing Jetty a lot easier. It makes if you can hitch all 3 of them, they're done. They're gone. And then you got and then Poseidon cast is good too. For Tidal Ring is it applies a curse, which is very good. But then because it inflicts Froth opens Success Rate, and again Success Rate is very good. Demeter cast is good too. Applies a curse. Not bad. You can also place it under where the witches are spawning in Hecate, and then kill a few of them while you're moving to the next group of witches. Aphrodite cast is similar, applies a curse, but if it's common and at level 0, and you don't apply origination, which you're likely not at this point, but you might be able to. If it's common level 0 and you don't have origination, it does not kill the witches. So you just need to be aware of that if you're playing around that. Hephaestus cast is okay, but it does not apply a curse, so it's less of a priority, I would say. Hestia cast is good. Hestia cast is good. You can kill witches. You can apply curse. Is good. Definitely not bad. Ares cast sucks ass. Ares cast is very bad. Very low priority. Probably the lowest priority. For rush, you want blinding rush. You want blinding rush. Blinding rush is extremely strong. Every other rush really doesn't matter. Like if you can't get Apollo rush, get one that applies a curse, I guess. But it really doesn't matter after that point. Or yeah, get one that applies a curse. Maybe does a little bit of damage, but you want blinding rush. For gains, Zeus gains kind of ass. Not great. Not a great gain. There are worse gains. I would take Ionic over Grizzly. Grizzly gains ass. But definitely want other gains first. Born gain is the best as long as you have a good sized maximum magic pool. Born gain is fantastic. It's basically just unlimited magic. You don't even think about it. You just play the game. And if you prime out, then that sucks. You didn't have enough magic. But try having more magic next time. Just takes a little bit of practice to know how much magic is the correct amount of magic. Flood gain is similar to Born gain, but it's worse because you will run out faster. But it's not bad. I would say it's similar. It's probably the second best in most situations. Lucid gain is very good too. Lucid gain is similar to Flood gain, where you're putting your cast down in combat anyway. So ideally, you just have magic flowing in for the duration of combat. So Flood gain and Lucid gain are both good choices. Tranquil gain is okay. You can work around it. It's not great. But you can definitely, as long as you have enough magic to like get through a boss phase without needing to restore magic, and then while the boss is phasing, you can stand still and trigger it. Then you can work it. You can make it work. You can work around it. It's not terrible. There are definitely worse options. Aphrodite gain sucks ass in speedrunning. It's extremely good in high fear. Sucks ass in speedrunning, because while you're channeling, which is a frequent occurrence, it is a high percentage, I will say, of your combat. You are not regenerating while you're channeling. So it's really not good for speedrunning. Very bad. Tough gain is okay, but if you're optimally speedrunning, you're not getting hit, and two, you're taking antler. So if you get hit, it's a huge deal. So you can't just take intentional hits to regenerate your magic. And if you get hit while you have lovers, it doesn't count. So it's bad for speedrunning. I will say it's okay for general play. It's not great for high fear because you really don't want to get hit in high fear, but it's not the worst, I guess. But it's not great. Cardio gain's okay. It's okay. But it's not great. The problem with cardio gain and tough gain, and to an extent ionic gain, is when you phase a boss, you can no longer regenerate magic from cardio gain or tough gain or grizzly gain, for that matter, as well. And in bosses such as Chronos, where you are moving from phase 1 to phase 2 of Chronos, you need your magic back so you can damage race the phase 2 instant kill move. And cardio gain prevents you from doing that, because you cannot regenerate with cardio gain during the phase transition. While something like Tranquil gain, it makes you stand still during the phase transition, so you will get all your magic back from Tranquil gain. But not cardio gain or tough gain, or Grimer gain for that matter, actually, because I don't think you can afflict weak on the immune target. Ares gain sucks ass. Don't take it. Is bad. If you're taking Grizzly gain, it's extremely dire of a situation, and I feel bad for you. Don't take it. In terms of good Hermes Boons, it's mostly Racing Thoughts. you really want Racing Thoughts or some other source of channel speed, like from Chaos. Outside of that, Nitro Boost is okay for sprint speed. And then Quick Buck is okay for, economy. And then Success Rate is the big one for crit chance from Antler. And also on the Artemis Boons. In terms of good Artemis Boons, the big three are Shadow Pounce, Vital Signs, and Lethal Snare. Shadow Pounce is probably at the bottom of those three, unless you have Sweeping Ambush. If you have Sweeping Ambush, Shadow Pounce is probably at the top. Vital Signs is very good for room clear and for the start of bosses, like phasing Jetty in Sirens. Lethal Snare is very good overall. It also depends on what rarity you get, of course. Like if this is epic and both of these are common, I'm probably taking the epic Shadow Pounce. Pressure points is okay if you're like out of rolls or whatever. Everything else sucks ass. You don't want anything else. If you cannot get pressure point, Shadow Pounce, Vital Signs, or Lethal Snare, it sucks. It's quite bad. Don't take this because it primes magic and your special doesn't do anything for damage. In terms of hammers, I did prepare a let's see. Is this working? I think it is. We got a tier list for the hammers because I feel like this is useful. At the top, by far, not close, Sweeping Ambush and Final Slice. Sweeping Ambush, Final Slice, extremely strong. Sweeping Ambush is the one that gives you plus 400% Omega attack damage, and it increases the magic cost by 20. Extremely strong, very good for boss damage on the Morrigan, and room clear as well, because the Morrigan's Omega attack cleaves. Like it has two extra, like echoes, I guess you could call it, on the Omega attack. It's very good, extremely strong, very worth picking up. Best hammer as long as you can sustain the magic cost. Final Slice is right up there with it. If you cannot sustain Sweeping Ambush, you want Final Slice. Extremely strong for room clear, extremely strong on bosses with multiple targets, such as Sirens or the Twins in the Summit. Very good, very good. These two are at the top by far. I guess we'll just. I did not even think about an order. Where's Wicked? Take Wicked. Wicked's very good. Adds. Oh, I guess I should say what Final Slice does. Final Slice is the one that gives your last attack in your attack combo a huge area and 300% damage. Extremely good, especially on the Morrigan, because the Morrigan's attack combo is 2. It has an attack combo of 2, so every other attack is getting Final Slice. It's extremely strong. Wicked Onslaught, very good, especially when in combination with either of these two. It's 20 power added to your attacks. So if you have Wicked and Sweeping, your Omega attack now gets is that 80 extra power, because it's the 20 power and then multiplied by the 400% extra damage plus whatever other damage multipliers you may have on your attacks. Very good. Wicked's very good. Not even taking into consideration like your normal attack damage or anything like that. Of course, it also works great with Final Slice as well. Skulking is good too. Skulking is you deal 150% extra damage on your attacks when you're hitting like when you're backstabbing, which on the Morrigan it gets weird because it's a big ass circle, so you frequently just get random ass backstabs when you're not actually behind the enemy. And then on top of that, backstabbing something like Cerberus really isn't hard, or Chronos for that matter. Sometimes you're just getting a bunch of extra damage occasionally, which is very good. Skulking is very good. What's next? We got, well, yeah, we got the brands. Phantom brand and Banshee brand, very good. I think, there we go. Banshee brand is slightly above Phantom brand. They are mathematically the same. But Banshee brand can get buffed by success rate, so I think it's a little bit better if you have success rate. But it can also, like, you're also subject to RNG, like you can high roll and you can low roll. So it really, there is that factor too. They are very, very close to each other. They're very good. They're quite good. Certainly not bad. Below that, in the last of the non-special hammers, we have Rapid. Rapid Onslaught is not great. I guess I should explain what the brands do actually. The Banshee brand gives a 33% chance for your Triad to hit twice, or to strike again, rather, is what it says, I think, which is very good. It's, a 33% chance to do 777 extra damage, or more if you have Phantom brand as well. Phantom brand adds 222 damage to your Triad, so it goes up from 777 to 999. So mathematically they are identical unless you have success rate. Banshee brand can high roll and can low roll, of course. Rapid Onslaught, not great. Not terrible if you combine it with Final Slice. Obviously, Rapid Onslaught is 25% attack speed, I think. It's extra attack speed. It's not terrible with Final Slice. You do get the Final Slices more often. Rapid Onslaught is not great, though. Like, from the description, it says your attacks are 25% faster, but it does not affect the Morrigan's channel speed in my experience. So it's not great. It's quite bad. It's not negative though, at least. Like it's fine. It's okay. Then we got Melting. Armor break. Whatever. Melting is your special does plus 500 damage to armor, I think. Not terrible. At least it's a positive. At least it can do something on, like, the Arcana or the Draken or Queen Lamiae or something like that. Some, like, armored mini-boss. It's okay. It's not the worst, but not great. Pretty bad in compared to these 6. Then we got Pinion, probably. Yeah, Pinion. These two are pretty interchangeable, honestly. Pinion gets a bad rap. Pinion's a big meme because people try to build around Pinion. Don't build around Pinion. That's ass. Pinion's okay. Pinion's not great. Pinion is your special deals damage 100% faster. So it ticks 100% faster. This means that you occasionally get a couple extra triads that you would normally have not otherwise gotten. It also means that if you have something like Slow Cooker, or if you're adding extra power to your special in some way, like from Slow Cooker, then your special does an okay amount of damage sometimes on targets with big hitboxes like Cerberus or Typhon. It's okay. It's not great. These 6 are definitely above it every time. Don't build around it. Building around is ass. Don't even do that. Don't do that. Then we got probably the rest of the specials. No. I mean, there's definitely a divide. I think it's these 3. Reaper, Sure Shot, and Hidden are, I guess Sure Shot is probably below these 2. Reaper and Hidden are just extra damage on your special. That's all they do in reality for the Morrigan. Reaper adds like some extra width, I think, some extra area rather. It's like plus 15 power and an extra area. Not great. I guess like you can combine it with Pinion and have a meme, but then you're contributing both of your hammers to the dumbass special build, which is not worth building around. So don't do that. That's ass. Hidden Knives is 20% damage on your specials, and your Omega special throws 2 more, 3 more, something like that. Again, it's a special hammer. You don't want to build around the special on the Morrigan. And it's not even Pinion where it can actually, maybe lead to some extra triads. It's just bad. Don't do it. It's dumb. Sure Shot is 40% extra special range, and your Omega special shoots straight, which is not great. The extra range can be positive or it can be negative depending on the situation. But it's not good. Don't pick it if you don't have to. It's ass. And then the super negative hammers, Sudden Flurry is better than Dancing. Sudden Flurry is extra Omega Special channel speed. Is it just channel speed? It might just be the channel speed. It's so bad. One, you don't want to build around your Omega Special, so that's bad. Two, if you have too much channel speed on the Morrigan for your Omega Special, then frequently your regular special will turn into an Omega Special just because it channels so fast. And that's bad. Omega Special sucks ass, and you don't want to use it. You want to throw your normal special to trigger Triad. You want to trigger Triad from Omegas via attack, or rarely cast. Omega Special sucks ass, don't use it. Sudden Flurry changes some specials into Omega Special, which sucks ass, so you don't want to use it. Dancing Knives is the worst hammer in the game by far, and it's not close. If I, bothered, I would actually make a separate tier for ass, for Dancing Knives. Dancing Knives ass. Garbage ass. Giga garbage ass, actually. What Dancing Knives does is instead of your special just going through the target and hitting it repeatedly, against a single target, your special will hit the target one time and come back. That's so bad. That is so bad. It ruins your Triad chaining. It's ass. Super bad. Never take Dancing. Do not ever take Dancing. If you get Dancing from the Experimental Hammer, I feel so super bad for you, and honestly, it's a reset. So bad. Terrible hammer. Never pick it. Never, ever, ever. Every other hammer here should go above Dancing. Dancing is actively negative. Sudden Flurry is actively negative, but at least you can still Triad chain sometimes. Dancing Knives prevents Triad chaining in most situations. Terrible, terrible hammer. So that's hammers. What else is there? Familiars, I guess. I like Rocky. Rocky's crit chance is very nice. Just extra damage, just an extra damage multiplier. It's very good. The other option is Hecuba. Hecuba is very good, especially if you're not running J-Palm for persistence. Hecuba adds extra magic to your pool, to your starting maximum magic, and then occasionally she digs up a little ball of magic. Like you start with 110 when you take Hecuba, which is very good. When you take Rocky, if you get Sweeping Ambush first hammer, which is very good, Sweeping Ambush is extremely strong. It can be quite tough to build around sometimes because you just don't have enough magic yet in your run, and you probably don't have a gain yet. Hecuba solves that. So Hecuba is quite good, especially for multi-runs, for multi-weapon runs, like all weapons, 3 weapons. Very good for that. Very good for consistency. I like Rocky because I don't do multi-weapons very much. I guess where's fucking Skelly? Get out of here, Skelly. We'll go over the basic Triad combo, I guess. There's 2 basic ways to do it. One, you want your cast down for the Furies card. And then you throw your special. Let me start over. You throw your special for the more fluid, the more easy to pick up, and the easier version, the more fluid. I feel like it's easier to dodge with this method. You throw your special, you dash attack, and you hold the X button into Omega, and then you Omega on the other side of the enemy, so it applies the special mark a second time. I guess I should have explained the marks. With the Morrigan, when you hit with the special, it's the rightmost mark. When you hit with your attack, it's the leftmost mark. When you hit with the Omega, it's the top mark, and when you get all 3, you trigger the Triad damage. Omega's the top mark, special's the right, attack is the left. So ideally, when you finish your first combo, you should have another special mark ready to go because your special should have already hit the enemy again after Triad. So after your special hits the enemy again, you can dash attack into Omega again to trigger it a second time. I guess he died. We'll do the full combo when he's back, without me talking during it. Well, I just did the more complex version right there. But again, the more complex version is you throw your special, you normal attack, and then dash. Throw a special, normal attack, dash, which charges your Omega slightly faster. I don't know why, but it does. So it's a slightly faster Omega charge when you normal attack into dash, and then like you normal attack, hold the X button, and dash. Like that. It's slightly faster charge. So it can be good to do that if you feel comfortable doing that. It's slightly faster. It's not a huge deal. So when I say, you know, trigger the basic triad or do the basic triad combo, it's one of those two. You're triggering the triad ideally by using your special for more than one triad.
Not now.
Instead of just one. Like instead of throwing your special and then doing one of these to just get one, you're throwing your special and getting two out of it instead. So keepsakes. That's true. We start I explained the start, I guess, but then we moved on. Start Apollo for the attack. Obviously wanting to build into the legendary. Second region's Fig Leaf, of course. Always Fig Leaf, because that's how the game is when you're speedrunning. Third region, in fields, Athena is the frequent choice, because she pauses the timer, and then you can run around and map out where you want to go, and even grab like the little minor rewards. Athena's very good. The other option is Droplet. If you're missing channel speed and sprint speed, Droplet can be good. It can be better than Athena in some situations. It's worse than Athena in other situations. It just depends. It depends on room RNG, of course, too. But you don't know the rooms when you're picking your keepsake, of course. But Droplet's very good. Droplet Athena, very good. If you're running RTA, if you're running real time, like all regions or a multi-weapon run, you want Droplet. It's either Droplet or Hammer if you feel like gambling. Hammer could hit sweeping, but it can also hit dancing. So there's a high and a low with the experimental hammer. The other option is Silver Wheel for RTA. If you got sweeping, if you're geared up for the legendary, but you don't have the magic or you just need more magic, you can take Silver Wheel. It's not bad. It's pretty good. Fourth region, Antler if you want to be optimal. If you are optimally speedrunning, you take Antler. Of course, it's extremely dangerous. If you don't feel like taking Antler, if you haven't practiced Antler and you just want to play the game, you just want to play Morrigan, like you can speedrun without Antler too. If you're running without Antler, if you don't plan on taking Antler, you can take Lion Fang. Lion Fang's good. It ends assuming you go straight to the boss. Like you go straight to Chronos, you don't take side rooms. You enter Chronos with 25% extra damage. That's not bad. That's pretty good. It also, you know, of course, helps on every room before it. Very good. Definitely not bad. You can take Fleece if you're extremely Omega focused and you don't have a lot of Olympian damage, but in 90% of situations, I will say, maybe 95, maybe even 98, Lion Fang's better than Fleece. Because Lion Fang buffs everything, Fleece only buffs Omega, which does not include things like Blitz, like Blasts, like normal attack, anything like, yeah, doesn't buff anything except Omegas. I guess I should talk about Triad. Triad does not get buffed by anything. It is always 777. The only thing that buffs Triad is those two hammers, Banshee Brand, Phantom Brand, and then the Hephaestus Legendary can buff Triad as well. The Hephaestus Legendary just adds 222. It's essentially Phantom Brand, but it can of course stack with Phantom Brand. Or I guess if you get the Icarus thing that upgrades the hammer, then that also buffs Triad if you have Phantom, if it upgrades Phantom Brand. That would also upgrade Triad. Triad can also not be reduced by anything. Any sort of enemies that have like a damage resist phase, such as the auto turrets in Olympus that have a shield that like take 90% reduced damage or something, they take full damage from Triad. Triad cannot be reduced either. The only thing that gets reduced, like the only thing that Triad gets reduced by, is things like boss phases, like boss immune phases, or boss or armor rather, is what I was trying to say. Is like is the armor from elite enemies. Yeah. We want Frenzy 2 and Shadow on for Underworld. Frenzy makes enemies spawn faster and boss phases, like immune phases, faster. Shadow makes the Shadow Spiller mini boss in Erebus faster. So that's why we run Frenzy and Shadow. Some runners run the timer. It doesn't do anything except for exist as the timer for fun. So not essential, but some people turn it on. We reroll the seed by saluting the oath, and we go do the run. We want the Apollo attack. Thank you. If you can charge your Omega attack while the enemies are spawning in, it's obviously quite good to pre-charge. And then when there's groups of enemies, again, your Omega hits 3 times. Like, it hits with your own Omega, and then you get 2 additional, like, echoes or cleaves. So it's very good for groups as well. So this is not great. Health isn't really needed, because ideally we just don't die, just don't get hit. And Selene is not great because it makes your build weaker, because you get the Hex Room reward, and then you get Path of Stars, which frequently makes your build overall weaker. Hermes is good. We want, as we said before, we want channel speed from Racing Thoughts, ideally. We didn't get Racing Thoughts. I'm going to roll 1 time, I think. I don't want to roll too many times on Hermes. I'm going to roll again because I don't like any of these. Racing Thoughts. We got it. Hooray. Here, we're going to take Magic, because if we went money, we would just probably end up wanting to spend that money on Magic anyway. We want Magic pretty early on so we don't run out of Magic. Because we are in fact taking Rocky and not Hecuba. Again, you can trigger Triad on bigger guys, bigger targets, and then dash attack or normal attack or Omega if there's groups on normal enemies. Here, we're going to go Chaos because Chaos is a rune skip. And Chaos has some very beneficial things for the Morrigan as well. Mean Streak is so good though. Mean Streak can be good. Mean Streak is not the worst, but it's certainly not the best. So all of these kind of suck. We could roll, but we only have 5 rolls left. So I'm just going to take this top one because the reduction or the curse isn't terrible. It doesn't hinder us too much. The blessing doesn't do much, but oh well. We skipped the room, and that's what Chaos is here for. This is bad because now we have to choose between Arachne and Shop, which means we don't get one of those 2 later on. We have 300 gold, and we want boons, so we're going to go Shop. But that's annoying, because the Shop and Arachne both skip rooms, so ideally you see both. Or you visit both. Apollo in the Shop is very good. We want Blinding Rush. We don't get Blinding Rush here. We could theoretically take Gain, but I don't want to take Gain. I want Blinding Rush. Okay, we didn't get Blinding Rush. I don't want to roll again. We'll take Extra Dose, because Extra Dose is one of the 4 other boons that opens Legendary. and it also opens success rate, so it's a good boon. So we take extra dose. Here we also have another Apollo, which we will take, and we will hope for Blinding Rush. We got Stabby Guy, which is not my favorite because he does this. But there, I put down the cast and I trigger Triad, and then I tried to attack him before he went invisible. I didn't succeed at that part, unfortunately, but that's the general idea against Stabby Guy. We didn't get Blinding Rush. I'm gonna roll one time.
Something else.
We got Blinding Rush. Hooray! The legendary is now open, which is very good. Again, in these rooms, we're dash attacking the normal enemies, and we're omega-ing to teleport or to cleave multiple enemies. Here, we're going to take Palm, because if we took the money, we would probably just spend the money on a Palm. So we just take the Palm. There's the enemies. Not the best chamber, this one. Not the worst though. This pace is obviously not great, but we're not really focused on speedrunning. We're just over-explaining this run. So here we're going to take Zeus, because we have a special boon open, and Zeus has a good special boon. So we take Zeus and we hope for special. We got special, we take special. We now have origination active while the blitz is on the enemy. It's obviously not super consistent or super high uptime, but it's definitely not bad uptime either. We take hammer here, of course. Again, using Omegas to cleave or to hit big targets.
My Chaos Boon just changed.
We got Sweeping Ambush and Final Slice. We don't have a gain yet. Our magic isn't terrible, but it's not great. This is actually probably the best tamer you could ever get, because these are the top 3 choices. If I wanted a consistent run, I would probably take Final Slice here. I'm going to take Sweeping because it's more fun. But we are very low on magic right now. Demeter is okay. We can take Demeter cast. We are going to take the Palm first. It hit extra dose. That's not great, but oh well. Take Demeter cast. We could take gain. Wouldn't be the worst. But it's only common, and I would prefer the cast. And if we still have a 4th god open as well, which could be Hera for Born Gain. So I'm going to keep the gain open for now. Again, Hecate might be slower because of that choice, but that's the choice we're making. Here, we can put the cast under those witches and it'll kill them. We got the Hecate teleport, unfortunately. And we no longer have an Omega for her 3rd phase either, so the 3rd phase is going to be slower. But that is in fact the choice we made during this run. But it wasn't too terrible at least, because she didn't teleport. Heading into the next biome, we are of course going to pick up the Fig Leaf.
Maybe I should switch. Sure.
We are going to look here. If I had more rolls, I would roll for Spark of Ixion, Light of Ixion, something of Ixion, which would guarantee a Chaos in the next chamber, which would skip the room, of course. Room skip very good. We don't have rolls, so we're not going to roll. We also have Mist Veil here, which will help with our magic situation, which is terrible right now. So we take the Mist Veil. We're not going to sell any of these because we want all of those.
Beginning descent. I smell.
We got cocoons, which is just kill as many as you can as fast as possible, and then move on. We got pretty lucky there. That's pretty lucky. We also got chaos here, so we go to chaos and skip the room.
I've blood to spare. I heard your call.
These are not fantastic. We got channel speed, which isn't bad. That curse will run into Sirens, unless we are extremely unlucky. I mean, all of these curses will run into Sirens most likely, and the hiding your room rewards is usually bad, because then you know, of course you might miss shop or Narcissus or both because you just picked the wrong one. We're gonna take this. Hopefully we don't end up dying to it. The choice between ashes and bones usually isn't a big deal. Like it's either it's +5 health or +5 magic. I usually go toward bones for the magic because of things like sweeping ambush, and this is Artemis. You can tell because the timer is stopped.
You wretches are in for it now.
Because of things increasing your Omega attack cost generally are pretty high value, like sweeping ambush, like exceptional talent. We didn't time Artemis there because I forgot. But if you kill the last enemy as Artemis is aiming at it, then she will spawn instantly, and that is the most optimal way to play, obviously. I didn't do that because I forgot. We're going to take Shadow Pounce because we have Sweeping Ambush. Vital Signs is very good there too. We go to mid shop because it's a room skip. Hephaestus is very good, but not anymore because our special boon is filled. The only core boon left is Tough Gain, which we don't want, so we don't take Hephaestus. His support, like if you're worried about safety, you could take Hephaestus for like Trusty Shield, or for security system. I'm not too worried, so I'm not going to take Hephaestus. Like the only thing I'm worried about is this curse combined with the Sirens fight, but hopefully it's not that bad. Actually, I'm going to buy the health for safety instead. I don't want to fill up the god pool with Hephaestus for safety, but I'll spend a little bit of gold for safety. Here, we could take Demeter for potential gain, or Weed Killer. But if we're going to take a god for potential gain, Flood Gain is really good. So I'm going to take Flood Gain. We could roll here for the Apollo Legendary, but we need a gain. And Poseidon Gain's not bad. I could roll for Hera too, but we only have 3 rolls left, and I don't want to do that. And rolling for Hera would be quite the low chance. So we're just gonna settle on Poseidon Gain. If we wanted to go for the high roll, we would roll Hera, we would get Born Gain, we would open Cherished Heirloom. But we're not gonna do that because I don't want to. Here we have Tony. Tony usually starts the fight by charging at you in some manner. So I place the cast down, I throw my special forward, I dash backward with an attack into an Omega, we trigger Triad, and then just continue triggering Triad until Tony dies.
Not really dead.
For the wonderful people in my chat room right now, we also have a Tony emote now, because I thought it would be funny.
Are you?
Flood Gain is very nice. Why is he named Tony? I actually don't exactly remember. What I think it is I'm pretty sure, because Tiny Vermin was in the first game, and I think at some point someone made a typo and called Tiny Vermin Tony Vermin. So now he's just Tony. That's what I think happened. That's what I remember. That's what I remember happen, or like I remember hearing that somewhere. I could be, spreading misinformation on the internet right now. That is entirely possible. That's why I call him Tony though, just because it's funny. Yeah. That's Tony. Pretty easy boss fight for the Morrigan in particularly. We take Flood Gain here, of course, because that's what we took Poseidon for. this room either is really good or really bad. I think it's a one wave. It's not? No, it is. That room was pretty good. Take bones here for the magic. Every bit of magic counts. This is Fig. And then we take End Shop. Of course, because it pauses the timer. I'm gonna buy the palm.
I need this.
Doesn't go on attack, but it goes on gain, which isn't bad either. So for Sirens, don't apologize, Steve. It's funny. It was funny. Don't apologize. For Sirens, we start the fight ideally trying to phase Jetty. Jetty is the... Is that a guitar or a bass? I don't remember. Jetty is the one on the right. If you're facing, like, where Mel is facing. If you're facing the band, Jetty is on the right. We want to phase Jetty because she immediately leaves. Ideally, we phase her before she immediately leaves. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. We then, kill Roxy, kill Skilla. Ideally, hopefully they all end up in a similar location. So then, during the phase transition, we try to position an Omega cast under all three, or at least under two of them, to do extra damage and to help trigger Triad, and because there's nothing else to do during that time. We then prioritize killing Skilla and Jetty, because Skilla, if you don't kill Skilla, one, she has annoying attacks that can kill you, and two, she does this dumbass block move which takes time. So you want to kill her before she does the dumbass block move. Jetty likes to run away and move around and be cringe, so you also kill Jetty. Roxy will probably die just from collateral, from the cleaves of the Omega and the Omega cast, or the Omega attack and the Omega cast. If we had Hitch, Roxy would definitely die. We don't have Hitch this time. And then you just kill Skilla in the last phase. It's pretty easy. Using the Omega attack on Skilla can frequently result in the Omega attack being blocked because it's annoying. If you are a certain distance away from Skilla and she's facing you and you Omega into her, then it will hit her. It just takes practice and learning and just getting the feel for how far away you need to be while still being within the range. You can also, it's weird. You just kind of have to practice and play to get the feel for that. I still do it. I still get blocked by it very frequently. So we're gonna try to phase Jetty here. Omega auto aim hit Skilla first instead of Jetty, so we didn't get the phase there. Now she's way over here. But it's not too bad. We come over here. We Omega cast under these two. Ideally killing Skilla first. She blocked our Omega. There's the Skilla phase. Now we come kill Jetty. As you can see, Roxy just kind of died. And then we finish killing Skilla. And that's Sirens. Pretty easy, pretty fast, as long as you know what you're doing and you get somewhat lucky. Like you don't get blocked too many times. In the fields, we have channel speed, we have sprint speed, so we don't take Droplet. We take Athena. Athena's very good. We don't really care about anything in these two.
Big drop. It's so... Ugh.
I could theoretically roll this door on the chance that hex gets turned into a hammer or a different boon or something useful. But we only have 3 rolls, so I'm not gonna roll. We're gonna save the 3 rolls for the mini boss door. And if we get Moonwater or something, it's not the worst. This is Athena, so we're just hoping Athena comes in quickly rather than slowly. That wasn't the worst, that wasn't the best. So Athena pauses the in-game timer while she's around. So we can... what do we want here? We could roll for Weed Killer. I don't really want to spend rolls on Demeter though. So we're just going to take Snow Queen. That's a little bit of safety for Tartarus. It does prime magic, so it could be the wrong choice. But Arctic Gale would open Tropical Cyclone, which can get in the way of Exceptional Talent. Tropical Cyclone is good. It's not bad. It's pretty good. But it gets in the way of Exceptional Talent, so I don't want it. At least not yet. So now that we've located the exit's up here, and we've located our next target, we are now going to talk to Athena, and then she'll unpause the timer like 4 or 5 seconds after we're done talking. So because we have Sweeping Ambush, our cost is 35, which means we trigger pikes in 3 omegas, which isn't the best, but it's not bad. It does something at least. So we'll take pikes. Divine Dash is good too. You don't take this because this, gets rid of all your magic and disables strength. So you don't take that. We'll take pikes. If we get Exceptional Talent, pikes becomes a lot better too. This is Fig.
Let us together shine this night, O moon. You called?
Night Bloom is useful against Cerberus, especially if you get the punchy guy. The punchy guy's fun. Twilight Curse has a use in the Chronos fight if you're wary of the ads taking away your lover's charges. The Godsend doesn't matter because we're not taking Path of Stars in the ideal situation. We'll take Night Bloom.
Night Bloom.
It's also not terrible against Chronos either. Here we take Apollo, of course, for the potential legendary. Our magic situation is still not great, but it would be worth it. Auto aim against the Phantom fight frequently is very annoying. Like our Omega didn't even hit the Phantom one time there until he was the only one left in that area, so that's very annoying. And he just healed the full off of his ads. That's probably the worst Phantom fight you could ever have, unfortunately. Here we're gonna spend both rolls looking for Exceptional Talent.
Let's do it.
We got it. Again, we're probably gonna run out of magic, but maybe we get fight from Echo for more magic.
Moonlight guide you.
We didn't. Pom 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 is not good because it is 2 palms between gain, attack, and extra dose. Like it's randomly chooses extra dose, gain, or attack. It's not the worst, but if it lands extra dose, it's pretty bad. We can take gold for an extra boon, likely, or we can take evade for just some safety. We're gonna take gold. Echo could have been better there. That's quite unfortunate. It also could have been another Apollo for like backburner or some more damage. Here, I am tempted to go this way just for the magic, but I do want the money and I do want the Apollo for a backburner. And the Path of Stars doesn't do anything. The Hermes is okay, but we already have Racing Thoughts, so we're gonna go this way. And we're just gonna accept that we are going to run out of magic, but we have Flood Gain, so even when we're out of magic, we should still be able to Omega occasionally. We are getting hit with the consecutive normal smackers, which is not great enemy luck, unfortunately. But again, Pikes is actually really good now, because now we trigger Pikes in 2 Omegas. This is Thorn Circle. Very bad. I was thinking it was Thorn Circle. It is in fact Thorn Circle. Very bad. But as you can see, Exceptional Talent, very strong. Just one-shot that mini-boss. Bye-bye. We palm our attack. Palming the gain is okay, but after the first palm, palms on Flood Gain aren't the best, obviously. I think those pikes just did no damage. Like, what was that? Out of magic. That's okay. Hoping for backburner. We got Beach Ball. We'll take Beach Ball. That's funny. It's not terrible. Go shop. Okay. We have gold, so we get 2 hammers here. That's pretty cool. That's not super common. We take Final Slice. That'll help a lot in Tartarus. And here we'll take Skulking, because these 2 are not useful. Dancing is ass. Never take Dancing. Was Wicked there? I thought that was Reaper Knives. I don't think that was Wicked. Was that Wicked Onslaught? Or are you saying Wicked would have been nice? Wicked would have been real good. Wicked would have been awesome. You were hoping for it? Okay, that's what I hoped, because it would have been really embarrassing missing a Wicked Onslaught in the tutorial video. Skull King's good.
On pure instinct now.
Yeah, we almost had all three extremely good ones too. That would have been fun. Cerberus is just going to get blown up because our build is nuts. We might run out of magic on phase 2 though, unfortunately. Night Bloom, Omega Cast, Underserb as he's phased. Bye-bye.
For this most brutal and ferocious beast, all that preceded merely was a
It is extremely common on phase 2 for Cerb not only to get hit by your Omega and then the second Omega from Exceptional Talent, but also the cleaves as well. For whatever reason in phase 2, I find that Cerberus often gets hit by the cleaves in addition to your main attack.
Moving on.
And also we had a Night Bloom there. That helped a little bit too. Here we take Antler, of course. We have Snow Queen for a little bit of safety. We will take a Mist Veil. Maybe it lasts till Chronos and then is useful there. Maybe it doesn't. If it doesn't, it was useful in the before rooms, so that's fine. Yeah.
Going down. Ever-shifting chambers. Realign.
Getting the first room Fig would be real nice. If we do not get it, as is par for the course. Here we can Omega to teleport around and stuff, but as you can see, Apollo Attack Final Slice is just humongous and does a million damage. So it's extremely good for room clear. This is Fig. You skip the Hades room, because while the timer is paused in the Hades room, it does not skip a room, and then it also increments encounter depth, which can make later encounters have more enemies and be longer. So that is why speedrunners skip the Hades room. Got another room of bags and skulls, unfortunately. We got Nem in Tartarus. Pretty optimal. Nemesis in Tartarus, I think, is the best place to have Nemesis. In terms of skipping an encounter. In fields, you can use her to, similar to Athena, to find your bearing and to move around. But Nemesis in fields can also be bad Nem, which just takes time and doesn't even skip an encounter.
We're clear. Go. One chamber left.
Another 3-wave. Again, Final Slice. Doing incredible work. Obviously, we just go to the end shop. Here, we got Apollo again. If we buy Zeus, that means we cannot buy the armor. So we're not going to buy Zeus, because buying the armor for safety is very nice. So we're going to buy Apollo.
Olympus, I accept this message.
And we take Backburner. That is what we were hoping for. Backburner is a nice damage increase. And we're going to buy the armor, because now we just over doubled our health, pretty much. In the Chronos fight, phase 1 is mostly just kill the boss and don't die. I might try to explain things. Maybe I'll fail to do that. Probably I'll fail to do that. Phase 2, I'm going to explain now, so I don't have to explain it there. Phase 2, he opens with his instant kill attack. In the ideal situation, we have a Lover's Charge left. So it's just blocked by Lovers. So we can just continue damaging him, even if we fail the damage check. Like if we get unlucky crits, like if we don't crit from Antler. Even if we fail the damage check, we don't die to the instant kill because we still have Lovers. If we don't have any Lovers, we have armor. So the instant kill will deal 40 damage and then stop doing damage because we have armor. If we don't have either Lovers or armor, we played extremely bad or got quite unlucky. We are very sad, and either we do the damage check, we succeed the damage check, or we die, or we go to the safe zone. And then after the instant kill, after we phase him, like get him to 50%, he summons the Tempi that heal him, which we kill a couple of, but then we just kill the boss and don't die.
Another time.
Let's do it.
Blast. His little. My legions tend to be more punctual.
He phases at around 75% health. During this twirly move, it's better to not just try not to, or rather than trying to trigger Triad by Omegaing into him, you'll probably just lose all your levers that way. So if you play a little safer, you can just spam your normal attack, especially if you have Final Slice.
Come with.
So this is phase 2. He opens with the instant kill, which we still have a levers for, even if we fail the damage check, which we didn't because our build is fucking amazing. He's doing dashes, which is quite unlucky. Very unlucky, if I do say so myself. But just kill the boss, just don't die.
A time flow freely forth.
And that's it.
What have you done?
I love the aspect of the Morrigan. It's my favorite weapon by far. Not close.
For the unseen.
I don't know why it's highlighting all this crap when the only thing it should be highlighting is really the true carry of the build right there. But yeah, that's the aspect of the Morrigan with how I run, how I think about it, how I what my experience leads me to do. Yeah, I guess if you made it this far, thanks for watching. Have a good one, whatever time zone you're in. Bye bye.